in and of itself.
Yeah. How long have you guys been here?
Since October.
Wow.
I was up in Seattle October 7th, my first day. And then I came down here because this place surfaced and need help. I used to live like up the street, like 10 blocks, so it was really easy for me to get here. And then I was heading up to Seattle about every other day to check on my home base. You know, that's how I saw it as. But now I'm like here all the time.
Did you start this one here?
I helped start it, yeah.
Yeah, because you seem like the most knowledgeable person here that you know what you're talking about and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's really easy to have a conversation with a smaller group. Like it's statistically proven that groups of 3 work really well. If you get any bigger than that, it doesn't work as well.
Now, the group in Seattle, the way they're kind of like showed her, they seem like a bunch of anarchists and stuff like that.
There's definitely a group of anarchists. It's funny because I've actually bumped into a couple people I used to go to high school with.
Yeah.
And I would never imagine them being anarchists, but at the same time, it's mindset. I don't agree with the majority of the things that anarchy revolves around, but at the same time, the people, though they may be anarchists, doesn't necessarily mean they're not going to agree with things that are just effective.
Yeah.
And if something's effective, then how can you dismiss it? You'd just be dismissing it for no good reason.
Now, what about with there's like a lot of reporting? I know the one in Oregon had like, it was like the communists did it or something. And I've seen like YouTube videos of the Communist Party doing stuff there. Now, does that have anything to do with the Occupy movement, or is it just them trying to come in?
I feel like it might be a little bit of both. There could be one way or the other, but I'm not really sure. I didn't even hear about the communist thing happening. I've definitely seen people hold negative stigmas against groups or different things, and instead of like getting the facts for themselves, they just go, "Oh, yep, jumping on the bandwagon. We hate the communists." You know. I'm not a communist myself, but at the same time, they have brought up things, and we have things within our society that are communist and socialist, like libraries. You know, like we see how that works. We see that it functions very well, and then again, you have the people that are just totally against communism, totally against socialism. It's like, for what reason? You realize that we're all trying to coexist at the same time. We're all trying to find a system that is sustainable. And, you know, it's different for some people. You know, like some people can't even have this kind of type of discussion. They'll pop up in the mouth and start telling you something that's totally unrelated. You know, they want to tell a joke or talk about cars. So it's kind of the conversation I gotta like, walk away from.
Just go away and walk. It's like, forget about it. Yeah. So what do you think about now? There's also the Tea Party movement. What do you think about that?
There's a lot of opinion that goes around about the Tea Party movement. You'll hear people saying that they're trying to take over the White House, so they're trying to run it into the ground intentionally. But, you know, they're the same people, just like us, or other people that don't even get to stand here and voice it for themselves, that want to be politically involved, and want to do something, that want to implement some sort of change in the structure that we have, but are unable to do it because everybody has their hands tied by money. You gotta have $200,000 in order to run for the presidential candidate spot. It's ridiculous. You gotta have money in order to get money. These guys, it's a joke. There was who was it? Somebody wanted to run for office, but was unable to run for office, even though he was a perfect candidate. At least, you know, he may not be the perfect president, but he was a perfect candidate. He wasn't able to run because of the amount of money that he has in his pocketbook. It's not fair.
Now, with all the candidates running, who would best suit you if you had to vote for someone today?
Out of now?
Yeah. Anybody?
That's the problem. It doesn't matter who we elect because of the system that we have. It's just electing a new head of the whole show. The president will tell you the same thing. He's only there to execute the initiatives and the actions that are brought forth to him. He's not there making laws. He's not there making any sort of legislative anything. He's only just going, okay, yes, nay, yay or nay. Even still, he's not the only voice that gets to rule on it. It's not a monarchy. It's not a dictatorship. So he has to have other people behind him.
So you basically wouldn't vote for any of them?
I would not like to vote for any of them. This is actually going to be one election that I'm going to have trouble voting for him because the more and more information I get, the less and less I want to vote for him. But at the same time, you know, I don't know how many times I've heard this too. It's almost like an expression. Eventually, I feel like it will be. You know, 2,000 years from now, they're going to say, "Why vote for the presidency? You know, why do you want my one single vote? How's that going to matter? How's it going to play a role?" Now, Ron Paul's a libertarian and he's anti-war. What do you think of him? I like some of the ideas that Ron Paul has. I'm not really particularly into the things that people say about Ron Paul. I don't like to spread slander. I don't like to spread any just opinion. I like to use facts.
Yeah.
Ron Paul has a couple supporters here, even, and they're totally for him. They think that he's got a good idea with ending the Fed.
Yeah.
But at the same time, some people are going to argue that it should be public and not private.
Yeah.
He wants to make it private. Yeah. I don't know exactly where to stand with Ron Paul. He sounds like he's got a lot of good ideas, but at the same time with Obama, how awesome does it sound to have change? Like it's a really general and loose term to use, It's just like dangling a carrot in front of a bunch of people saying, I got what you want, we're going to strive for what you want so we can get it, elect me, please. I'd like to see a president that's actually been in the workforce, There's been countless songs, countless poetry that is.
Can you name a president that actually worked for the people?
You could say that people are working for the people if they've served for any military branch.
Yeah.
I'm not against any soldier, but I'm against the policies that they have.
Yeah.
They're not sending the rich over there. They're not sending the president's kids. They're not sending the elected officials, the guys wearing suits. And their kids don't go over there. There might be a very small number that are willing to just jump in and say, hey, I'm going to do that. But the majority of the people that go over there are poor. The majority of the people that go over there, and I've talked to them, whether or not they are already actively enlisted in duty or they're about to. They want a paycheck. It's really hard to get a job out here. And it also affords them opportunity to travel. So it's like two birds with one stone.
Yeah. Hey, what's your name?
Dylan.
Dylan? Carl.
Carl.
Hey. Well, I'm going to sign off on this. Hang on a second here. This is Carl Pike, signing off. Bye.